What's up, y'all? This is the beautiful light of Israel, here to let you know that the beautiful light is real. The beautiful light inside of you, that is. And also to remind you that you cannot see the light unless you're surrounded by darkness. So if you're in a bunch of light, you're not going to be able to see the light because you're surrounded by light. So today's spirit talk is going to be about timing and the veil being lifted up. So I'm gonna tell the story about what recently just happened to me, like spirit wise. And I was even debating should I even share it, but spirit was like, go ahead and share it because it's necessary. So I'm gonna share it. I'm not getting on camera today because I just don't feel like it. Spirit has also had me resting for the last couple of days. I've been doing work for people still, just light work though, very very light, like instructional type stuff. Not actually getting into the spirit work, but so I was hanging out with hey, how you doing? I was hanging out with this guy last night. No, the night I'm gonna start the day before. So I was hanging out with him the day before, and he was like, come smoke a blunt with me or whatever, let's match. And I'm like, all right, cool, because y'all know I smoke. I'm like, cool, that's cool. Just hit me up when you get outside. So I was gonna come outside because I have kids and my kids were out of school yesterday and I don't be letting dudes around my kids that I'm not serious about. So I was gonna come out around outside and sit in his car with him. So I go outside to sit in his car with him and everything was fine. The energy was perfectly fine. For except like he got a phone call in the middle of us sitting out there and his energy changed with this phone call and it was a video call. So it was definitely a guy and I could feel the energy coming off of it or whatever, but I didn't trip off of it or anything. Dude has really, really good energy. So we smoked and everything and I went on back in the house and we were talking about, uh, his sign and Yemaya, who is the Orisha goddess of the waters. And she's Mom, Mommy Watas in the voodoo pantheon. So, excuse me, y'all. So we was talking about that and we're talking about Yemaya and I go in the house and everything and then the next day goes around and it's a little late but I'm up for some reason. I'm up and he calls me again. He say, are you up? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like probably like midnight, so I'm like, I'm up, and then he was like, you want to smoke? And I'm like, all right, that's cool, we can go smoke or whatever. And yeah, so this totally was not a booty call. We was just having a smoke section. So he he called me when he got outside, and I went outside. And immediately upon me getting in his car again, I sat in the passenger seat and I sat down. As soon as I got in his car, I had a vision of him dying, like getting shot and being dead. Like it was very, very, very clear and very, very vivid. And I didn't say anything, and I just kind of like shrugged it off because like, you don't want to wear people out, especially like when you're a spirit worker, if you are a spirit worker. And I know most of the people that are followers, well, I don't want to say followers, subscribers, my soul group, they are workers themselves. So then you would understand that it gets kind of weird or people start to think that you're weird when you just go into your spirit stuff. So even though I had that vision of him being dead right there next to me in the driver's side, I dismissed it and I didn't say anything. And he's rolling up and shit, and I'm rolling up, and we talking, and we get to talking about Yemaya and all that again or whatever. And all of a sudden, I started to feel like I was in danger, like I needed to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I know he's not a bad person, but my higher self was like, something isn't right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the car with him, but I know it's not him. So, but my body language is totally changing. My body language is totally changing at this point because I'm feeling something that's different or whatever. And this is like really weird for me because I have to explain to y'all what happened for real, for real. So, okay, I had the vision and then like I dismissed it. And then like a couple minutes into us, chit chatting and smoking and all that stuff, I had this vibe come over me that was pretty negative. And all of a sudden spirit kicked in and I could feel the energy of the person that had just sat there. I'm talking about where this person's booty was when I got in the car. It was still warm there. So like this person he had literally just got out of the car or whatever, but he left his aura in that car, his spirit in that car. And his spirit was so fucking horrible. It was like Nature Boy times 10,000. The reason why I say Nature Boy times 10,000 is like not he doesn't have his own little plot of land somewhere where he's got all these bitches and shit. I'm thinking like a vampire type of energy is coming off of this dude's aura. Now this dude is out of his car, but he was still in that car, if you can get what I'm saying. So I asked him, I say, did you just have someone sitting right here or whatever? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, Spirit basically told me to tell you like you need to not no. So I heard in my head, because I can hear it, so I heard in my head, he needs to watch his surroundings. And as we was talking, that came out of his mouth. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about watching my surroundings and or whatever like that. And then all of a sudden Spirit was like, yeah, now say it. Or whatever. And I was like, yeah, Spirit is basically telling me you should watch your surroundings. And then I told him like, who the fuck was just sitting right here? And he started to get scared. Like, how do you know somebody was sitting right there? And I was like, because I can feel it. Hey T, shout out to you. So I'm like, I can feel like this person's energy in the car still or whatever, and I'm like, this energy is so bad, right? And I don't know if you guys watched any of my other videos or whatever, but I was explaining y'all how like the spirit was trying to set me up and kill me, and I survived that or whatever. So basically, that's what was going on. And it was somebody that he knew, and I was telling him, look, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna cleanse your car, and I'm gonna protect you. But when I do that, you cannot let this person back in your area, in your spirit, in your aura, or even in this car. And I don't care if he just want to go to the corner store, whatever the situation is, you're gonna end up dead. And I was gonna actually try to like sugarcoat the shit because, like I said, being a spirit worker, you don't want to scare people, right? You don't want to scare people. You want to like try to make it as calm as possible, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you have visions. And like I said, the vision that I had of him was him just being dead. As soon as I sat in that car, I saw him dead. That was the vision that I had. That wasn't really what was happening, And he was being set up by the person that was sitting in the seat before I got in there, and I picked up on that shit. So I told him what was up, and he started to get scared. And I said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna go in the house right quick, and I'm going to." Hi, thanks for subscribing. Thank you, and thank you for joining the soul group. We appreciate that definitely. So like I go in a house and I'm going to grab herbs. I'm going to grab stones. I'm going to grab whatever I could find to protect him because I can see it. And I usually charge from the work that I do. But if the spirit tells me to do the work, I'm going to do the work. I don't care if you have a dime. You don't have to have anything. If it's a life or death situation and I feel it and the spirit comes to me and says, I need you to do this, I'm going to do it because that's the work that we're here for. You can charge all day, and other spirit workers, they can charge all day for the work that they do. And there are some spirit workers that will not help you if you don't have any money. And that is definitely a life or death situation. But so I go into the house to grab my wands and my herbs and my sage and some stuff to make a sigil with. We're gonna like just throw something together and make a gree bag right quick, a protection bag right quick, just so he can be safe. And the spirit was like, hurry up, we're gonna try to hold him or whatever. Like they were telling me he was gonna leave, he was gonna drive off. So I hurried up, and I was really only in the house for like 5 minutes. What's up, Flex? Shout out to the A1 since day one. All right. So like he make sure you hit that playbacks Flex, because this is a really interesting story, so I want you to hear it. But so the spirit was like, hurry up, don't take too long, just grab his stuff because we're trying to hold him there. Like his Ori was there and everything, like his higher self was there and everything. And I hurried up, I grabbed all the stuff, and then I went outside and he was fucking gone, y'all. He drove off. So I was like, fuck, like, because I was scared. And by the time I got in the house, I was really, and I wasn't scared as in something's gonna get me in the spirit of fear or anything like that. I was scared for him because that energy, that man, this man, you need to know. You definitely need to know your own energy. If you were a bad person, you would know it. Like, come on, you would know that. But this guy that was in the car with him was definitely a bad energy, and he left that in there, and he also like put something in his car. So after he drove off, spirit was like, call him. So I called him, and he didn't answer. And I was like, fuck, like this dude finna die. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't get this help, he's gonna fucking die. And I started texting him, and I was like, look, I don't know you like that. And we didn't know each other like that. We really just met like a week before or whatever, and we just started smoking or whatever. Oh, I see you, birthday twin. That's what's up. So like we were smoking and shit, and I haven't said I was smoking and shit. You threw me off, twin. But anyways, so like he was fucking okay, so yeah, he drove off and I started texting him and shit. It is interesting. I started texting him and shit. And I was like, look, you don't need to be afraid of what the fuck I'm telling you. What you fucking need to be afraid of is that nigga that was just in your car because he's gonna get you killed, literally. And spirit be showing me shit like that. And I've had three people in my lifetime that did not listen to me and ended up dead. And I'm not saying I like this is the spirit. The spirit always warns you, just like in my other videos when I was about to die on my 33rd birthday. I had explained to y'all they give you fucking warnings. They didn't send me a human, a messenger, and say you're gonna die. Like literally, I got the vision, the same vision I had of him, I would have of myself, but it wasn't that I got shot. It was my storyline or whatever they had mapped out for me. I got you. You got the same energy as me. You got the same energy as me. You're my birthday twin. We're born the same day, same year, same everything. But anyways, so like I'm texting him or whatever, and I'm like, look, I don't know you, and I'm sorry, I'm like, I don't know you, and like that. So you really don't have to listen to me, but you definitely need protection or whatever. And he didn't say anything, and I was like, dude, you just said you had kids, and I know why he was freaked out because when I was in the car, I was like channeling, and I was like, he looks like this. I didn't get into all the details, but I was telling for the video, but I was telling him in the car because I want to keep it confidential as much as I can. Like I was just straight 110 clairvoyance on him, and I could tell him like how this dude was and how he only cared about himself and what type of nigga this dude was just from sitting in the seat that he had just got out of. Like that's how thick, and that's what I'm saying with the veil lifting or whatever, because he's still this guy that's he's not gonna set him up because we got it covered up or whatever. But the whole thing is that he was not physically in that car. He had just gotten out of that car, but that energy was still in that fucking car. And I sat in the same fucking seat that he sat in, and that shit was, it just like went through me. And I was like, what the fuck energy is this? Like, I don't understand it. The energy was so fucking bad. But basically, I texted him like 4 or 5 times and didn't answer. And I was like, you got kids, man. Like you said, you got kids. And he said, okay, I'm on my way back. So he came back, like he did come back or whatever. And by this time, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So he came back, and I did get an opportunity to cleanse his car and cleanse him and make a protection bag and do some sigils for him and everything, and tell him how to beat it. Because all he has to do is particularly just stay away from this one particular person, and he gonna live. He's definitely gonna live. He just cannot be around this fucking person, And I was even telling him like, you have visions of it because they give you visions of it. And he was like, yeah, that scared the shit out of his ass. And the reason why I was saying it to him because the spirit was saying to me, tell him we showed him already that this was gonna happen. And then I'll say that to him, and then that freaked him the fuck out. But yeah, the veil is definitely fucking lifting in 2019. And you're gonna have to have your ancestors on your side, y'all. You're gonna have your warrior spirits on your side. You're going to need to have that protection. If you don't have it, you're gonna be fucked up. And I believe that this dude is definitely gonna make it. I believe that he's gonna make it if he makes the right choice, because when he drove off, he didn't have to come back. When he drove off, I really got scared in my stomach. Like I was like, what the fuck? I went back out there. I'm talking about Harry Potter style, like, what's up, bitch? To the spirit, because I had my wands, I had every fucking thing. I was ready, like for real. And he was gone. And I was like, oh my God, like he finna walk right into this fucking trap. And I believe something is in this this car. Like the guy had put some type of spirit in the car or whatever. And I was even talking to Papa Legba. I'm like, Papa Legba, like you got to help him. And you know what Papa Leg would say? He say, it's his choice. So he has to choose or whatever. So like that really just really like my stomach just fucking sunk in at that point. I was like, God, like, but I'm glad he did turn around. But that's the part of the video that I wanted to speak about, the veil lifting, because that is some shit right there for your ass. Like that man got out of the car but left his aura. He left a spirit in that fucking car, one of death and a vampiric energy. Like that really scared old boy because I could see that old boy was a vampire and I could see that he was draining him. And this is what I was saying to him. So like at this point, like we cannot afford to make any mistakes. When we're walking in 2019, we know that that veil is fucking thinning. That shit is thinning. And when that shit is lifted, if you do not have your spirit in order, you do not have your alignment in order, you do not have your mind in order, you're going to fucking die. And that goes for everybody. And that's real shit. And the spirits are not playing. The spirits are not fucking playing. Because see, they had me sit and talk to this dude. And they even had him to turn around. They had me sit and talk to him. And let him know, like, you don't have a choice, but you got a choice. Because we're showing you, and this is how the fuck I beat that shit when it was time for them to do the shit to me, and I was about to die on my 33rd birthday. That is how I beat it. I paid attention to every little detail, every little sign, everything. If something was moved in my house, I noticed it. I noticed it. You got to be vigilant, y'all. This is going to be a year that we're going to have to be vigilant. You're going to be able to see the spirits around you. You're going to be able to see the spirits around other people. And that right there is some crazy fucking shit. So if you're unprepared, you better get ready. It is symbolic, and it was a sacrifice. That's the thing, that it was a sacrifice. The 33rd birthday thing, they were going to sacrifice me to a god, and he was going to, and I'm telling you, he was going to chew up my flesh and spit out my soul. And I had to like the way that I was talking to old boy yesterday is exactly how the spirit was telling me to give it to him. Like for real, because that's exactly what happened to me. And I had to say it like that to him so he could grasp the seriousness of the situation. Like, bruh, you're out of here. And I also had to tell him that when it's time for you to activate, and so we're down here, we're in that game again. We're here and we're in this realm and we're in that game, that chess game. And it's time for you to activate your player. When you push that activate button, if it does not activate, you are a dud and you will be rejected. So if you don't wake the fuck up right now, if you don't wake up right motherfucking now, you are going to be rejected. You're not going to be able to handle the energies that are coming into this realm. You're not going to be able to handle it. You will be eaten alive because all of this shit is an energy thing. And we all feed off of each other's energy. Some people get more energy than other people. Other people get more energy than other people. But the shit is about to get fucking real. And I've been feeling some really like strong energy over this eclipse. This is the last day that eclipse energy is going to be with us. And yeah, you know what? After I did that 27, when I did the 27, I got off of there and I realized it was your 27th birthday. I said to myself, I don't have a way to contact him to tell him to make sure his ass is being safe and make sure that every fucking move you make is strategic, because this is a year and those numbers are symbolic. And this is when you want to be vigilant. You definitely want to be vigilant. Which brings me to my next topic. I was looking at the video of the girl that ended up getting raped in Atlanta or whatever, and I'm just going to give my opinion on it while we're talking about it, because that's spiritual as well. It's nobody's fault ever if they are taken advantage of or somebody raped them or whatever. But it is your damn fault if you put yourself in a situation being reckless. And I'm going to say that. And that goes for anything this year. You're not going to be able to get away with it. If you slip up this year, you're not going to make it. And that's for everybody. Be on your P's and fucking Q's. Be on your shit. Be on your shit. And that's another thing when you're dealing with like Papa Leg, because people are scared to deal with him because they say he's a trickster spirit and all that other shit. You know how you don't get tricked? You be on your shit. He'll try to trick you, but he ain't gonna be able to trick you. Why? Because you on your shit. You know what's going on. You're being vigilant. You paying attention to the signs. You have to pay a fucking attention and do not be putting yourselves in situations that do not seem right. If you feel that you should not be there, don't be there. If you feel like for 1 second before you go somewhere that you shouldn't go there, do not go there. Don't play with the energy this year. I would not even try even a little bit to try to even get away with playing with the energy this year. Only the strong are going to survive. And that's the real fucking shit. And I had to explain to old boy, the only reasons that shit like that happens to you is because you're chosen. And it's time for you to get on your mission. And if you don't get on it, then you got to get up out of here. There's no time to play. And I had to, like I said, I had to explain to him about you not having a choice. You don't have a fucking choice. You don't have a motherfucking choice. If you're chosen and you're spiritual and you're melanated and you got that power within you, because anybody can have the knowledge, of course, but they have to have the power behind it. If you are born with the power behind it, you're going to be tested. Survival of the fittest. You're going to need to be the best of the best of best. And that's real shit. So you can fucking win. So you can get out of here. And you don't have a choice because this road is a one-way fucking road. You don't get to open the door to spirituality, go on that side, and then be like, oh, I was just playing. I don't even want to go. No, fuck all that. Either you do or you don't. So you got a hat from Papa Legba. He gave you a shrine with a hat with a red feather in your dream. Look for that hat, Flex. If it was in your dream, then you need to look for the hat in this room because it's here and it's magical. If you don't already have that hat, just keep your eyes open for the hat. You hear me? Keep your eyes open for the hat. Because Papa Legba gives me, hi, Phoenix. And I have to get to this Phoenix video. There is a sister that crossed over, and her name was Phoenix. And she's been trying to contact me. Even when you first came on my channel, Phoenix. You just passed a man walking backwards. Yeah, that's a sign. That's definitely a sign. I was saying that I had a girl that passed away, and her name was Phoenix. Not, it's not my child or whatever. It was just some random spirit that had already passed before I even knew who she was. And she came to me, and she's been trying to speak to me, and I've kind of been putting her off because I don't know her, but I know her story. But I feel like she wants to say something. And before, when you first came on to my channel, she was already around me. And when I seen your name, it was like her nudging me, saying, "I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you." So when I see your name again, it's like she's saying that to me. I want to talk to you. So Phoenix, Ashe, not you on the, well, Ashe to you too on the live here, but the spirit of the other girl, Phoenix. Um, yes, and I was actually telling a guy that yesterday that if you see an old man limping or an old man with a cane or and he's at a crosswalk, whether he's black or white, it can even be a woman. If she got on red and black, she limping, she got a cane. That is Papa Legba. And don't second guess yourself. This year is going to be a year of not second guessing yourself. You're just going to have to do it. You're going to have to take the risk. You have to fucking do it. I'm sorry, I just speak when the spirit give it to me, but you're going to have to fucking do it. No fear. This is not for the weak. No, she's not a little white girl. She actually was a black girl from St. Louis, Missouri. Um, she was, I think, like in her 20s, maybe like 21 or 22 or something like that. She came up missing and nobody knew what happened to her. And they still think she was alive, but I knew she wasn't alive because as I was watching her story, she came in my room. So I think she has something to say, but I'm gonna give her opportunity, just probably not anytime soon because Spirit has definitely had me relax for a little bit because I've just had a lot of energies. I've been loving this blood moon energy though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, because it's a mad sexual energy in this blood moon energy, like for real. And it is fucking awesome. Not that I have somebody to have sex with. I'm just saying the energy that's coming off this moon, y'all might want to get it. If y'all have any petitions or anything that y'all want to send up or anything like that, y'all might want to get it. It's the last little bit of it. Tonight's the last night. So I definitely would get into that. But yeah, as I was saying about putting ourselves in situations that we should not be in, if you feel it in your stomach before you go someplace this year, vigilance is key. Do not do it. It is a test. If you feel that the first time that you see that you have a problem with someone, I do too. I love it. I do rituals every moon as well. But the first time that y'all see that y'all have a problem with someone in 20 fucking 19, do your magic immediately. The moment that they show you that they're going to be an issue for you, and it's always one, no matter who you are. If you go to start a new job, before you even get there, it's already, before you even get hired there, it's a bitch there just waiting to hate your ass. The moment they reveal themselves, put that magic on their ass. You're not going to have time to play with people this year. Don't let them play with you. Don't play with nobody. And don't, for real, trust anybody. And I'm just being honest with you, because the spirits are going to be revealed. And everyone has a spirit within them, whether it's good or bad. Most of us have good and bad spirits in us. Most of us have both of those. It's just who we are going to decide to let take the wheel for that day. And that's the honest to God truth, because that's who God is. He's a God of many faces. And just like with Papa Legba, it all depends on who takes the wheel when you call them. You get what I'm saying? He can show up as Elegwa. He can show up as Baba Legba. He can show up as Ishu. So you just don't know who driving that day. And that's just like, but it's all the same. But we definitely don't want to give anybody any chances. Fuck that shit. And don't be doing no little white magic on their ass. Study what you need to study, figure out how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then you need to be asking Spirit how to do it, so you can get on that shit and get these people out of your way. This is the year that we have to manipulate this fucking reality to get where you want to get. We all have both. There's some people that don't even have both, but we all do have both. But we definitely got to get where we're trying to get. And don't let nothing get in your way. Like, you got to fucking move these people out of your fucking way. You got to move them out of your way. You got to get, if they come at you and they show you who they are, don't fucking risk it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, and I'm going to tell you why. I did the freezer spell video, and that's on the timeline as well. I was doing a spell on somebody else at my job or whatever, and as I was doing a spell at somebody else on my job, it was just a shut the fuck up spell. I wasn't trying to hurt them or nothing. I just wanted them to leave me the fuck alone so I can go make my money and go home. You know? So I'm doing a spell at this other motherfucker at the job, and as I'm doing the ritual on this other person, I keep having visions of another person at my job. But I didn't do a ritual on her. And then I actually did do the video of the freezer spell, which was that person. But the reason why I didn't do a ritual on her was because she had never said anything to me. She wasn't my supervisor. Yes, that's awesome. And write those down so you can teach them, because we're going to have to pass this shit on. But the reason why I didn't do a spell on her was because she didn't do anything to me. But as I was doing a spell on the other person to get them to leave me alone, Spirit kept showing me her face, kept showing me the pink haired bitch face, kept fucking showing me her face. And I was just like, I'm not doing a spell on her. She ain't done shit to me. Why? See, that was Spirit showing me. But see, later on, like 3 weeks later, my fucking supervisor ended up having a family emergency, and then she takes over as my lead supervisor, because my supervisor has all of a sudden emergency. But that was Spirit showing me right then and there 3 weeks before, when I was putting a spell on the other motherfucker to do her at the same time. But I was like, I ain't doing it. And I told Spirit that, like, she hasn't done nothing to me, but it was telling me she's going to do something to you. So you interact with Elegua, and you know what, Flex? I was sitting here one day because I was trying to get something out of the spirit realm and pull it over to the natural realm, and I was at that point so fucking desperate to get this treasure that I stored up and find my treasure. I found it. I'm like, I'm trying to get it, and I felt like I needed to talk to the Babaluayao, and I was like, sitting here, and I literally sat here for about 30 minutes, and I was like, should I summons him or whatever? in here because I'm trying to get what I want to get or whatever. Should I summons the Babaluau in here? And Papa Legba instantly came in here, and this is before I knew that the Babaluau is another face of Papa Legba. He shows up in all different faces. Papa Legba came in here, and the Babaluau came in here too. So when he's showing you who he is, he splits up into different faces. Like when I explained to you all that he turned into the Christ, and then he turned into himself, and then he turned into the devil, all in one fucking whoop. Um, he is quite the trickster. So I was sitting here, and I was about to summon the Babaluau, and something said, "Don't do it. Don't fucking do it." And Papa Legba was in here, and I could feel the Babaluau energy in here, and I could feel that he was disturbed, that he was about to get disturbed, because before you call on a spirit, they already know that you're about to call them. So 9 times out of 10, they're already sitting right there when you're about to start your ritual and you're about to call them. Anyways, they already sitting right there. So I'm sitting on the bed, and I could feel the energy in the room switch up or whatever. And I decided, okay, I'm not going to mess with him or whatever. And then Papa Legba was like, good, because then he would have given you every disease that he fucking has. Because the Baba Luau has all the diseases and all of that. And he also can heal. He can bless. It's supposed to be the Lord of the world. He can bless. He can heal you. He can curse you. He can make you sick and all of that shit. And like I said, Papa Legba came in as himself at that point, and the Baba Luau as well. And let me tell you, and I could feel as I was sitting here thinking, like, he's going to fuck you up if you disturb him. He's going to fuck you up. He's going to touch you. You're going to have AIDS and leprosy and everything. And I'm talking about the spirit was showing me, like, if you call this spirit in here right now, this is what he's going to do to you. And then Papa Legba explained to me that was him anyways. It was just a different face of him, and that I will be dealing with Baba Luau, but it won't be on my terms. Like, it won't be on my terms. Like, I should not have been trying to get him in there. And now the Baba Luau is with me. He's with me. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that everybody is this year being vigilant and having no motherfucking mercy. And when I say no motherfucking mercy, I mean no motherfucking mercy. As soon as a person shows you that they are against you, get on that magic. If you don't know what to do, contact me. I don't charge people for work who are willing to do the work themselves. If you're scared of it or you don't want to do it, then I'm going to come and slap you with a price. Because now I have to go in spirit for you and do what you should be doing yourself. But if you need some type of ritual or anything like that to protect yourself or to rid someone out of your life, or you don't know how to do it and you need some instruction, contact me. I'm on Instagram, Beautiful Light 717. I'm here. I don't have any other social media right now. The Goshia. Is that the money one? That's the Indian the Indian money god, isn't it? The Goshea. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. The Indian. Am I a real witch? No, honey. I'm not a witch. I'm a sorceress. That's just a little tiny, tiny step up. And that's another thing, bringing up sorcery. That's another thing, bringing up sorcery. A sorceress is someone who takes nothing and makes something. That's how you need to do your magic. If you don't have any. Oh, it's King Solomon. Okay, so I call him the keys. Yeah, I call him the keys. I call him the keys. You call him the Goetia, I'll call him the keys. They're keys to the doorways to the demons. So I do know about that. I definitely do. The higher keys and the lesser keys of Solomon, which is the same thing. All of this is the same thing. But back to the magic. If you don't have anything to do magic with, the easiest way to cast a spell on someone is to visualize. To go to a place in your head, a space in your head, in your imagination, and visualize it. So if you're in a situation and you need to get out, try to find your peace. Close your eyes for 2 seconds if you can. A witch is the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing. A witch and a sorceress is different. And the reason why I say they're different is I believe a sorceress is just a step higher than a witch because there's some creativity involved in it. Like, you need to be born to be a sorceress. You got to be born into being a witch as well. You can practice the knowledge and have the knowledge, like Wicca and all that. You can practice the knowledge and have the knowledge, but you have to have the melanin to activate the power. But the difference between them is that I know a sorceress, and this is just off of what I thought I was a witch at first too, and I was actually scared of it. Like, fuck, am I a witch? Because I don't want to be a witch. And I actually started to embrace that I was a witch. But then the spirit said, no, you're not a witch. You're a sorcerer. You create something out of nothing. If you don't have the materials that you need, say you need silver or something for, or a diamond or something, right, then you a sorcerer, yes. If you need like a diamond or something for a ritual, or an emerald or something for a ritual, you better use your imagination. You know, you need to get you some green paper and draw out an emerald and some glitter and put some energy into that. And in your imagination, this is now an emerald, and go ahead forth with your ritual. That's being a sorceress. Using old stuff that you have around the house, using old stuff. Like, if you don't have, you're going to figure out a way to get over to the spirit realm and do what you got to do. That's being a sorceress. And you're going to find that from the source, from within you. I'm definitely excited about 2019, you guys. I'm definitely excited about it. I am a little bit nervous at the same time because I can see the things that are ahead of us. And it looks like it's going to be a bumpy ride. And I'm just going to be honest with you. But it looks like it's also going to be an amazing one. Like, powers flourishing like never before. If you own your shit, if you're on your shit, you're going to be able to move shit with your hands. It's going to be like some straight X-Men shit around this planet. I'm not playing. It's going to be some X-Men shit around this planet. The spirit does tell us that, Finish. You're right. It tells us that it's really, if you don't have proper backing, if you're not doing, the people that pay for the spirit work because they don't want to do it themselves, it's different if you don't have the gift and you don't have an option and you can't get it done, so you want to pay from spirit work. But if you have that seed within you and you have that within you and you don't want to activate it, like, you're gonna die. I don't really even know how to put that. Like, nicely put that shit, because you agreed to this. You agreed to activate your melon at a certain amount of time when you were down here. You agreed to wake the fuck up when you were down here at a certain amount of time. And when you agreed to that shit, you agreed to face all of your fucking fears, face all of your fucking demons, come down here and wreck some shit. You agreed to that shit. So there is no fear in this shit. And like, I was talking to old boy, last night, he was saying, you know, I'm scared or whatever. And I had to explain to him, you know, I was scared too. But I made it. I fucking made it. 3 demons tried to fucking kill me. 3 of them in a week. I was fucking traumatized. I mean, I was scared to fucking close my eyes. I was scared to fall asleep. I was scared to fucking I was scared to do every fucking thing. I knew that when I was awake, I was doing rituals to stay the fuck alive. And I knew that when I went to sleep, I was going in the astral realm and fighting for my life. The shit is that deep, y'all. It's that deep. But these worlds are colliding, and they're doing it rapidly. And I'm just going to give, I'm not going to give like a specific date or anything like that, but I'm going to say by 2020. By 2020, that realm is going to be open. And the spirit realm and the natural realm is going to be one. I'm going to say by 2020. I'm not giving no months. And even if it happens early 2020, because sometimes things get delayed, even if it happens early 2020, it's going to happen. And if you can't fight, if you can't swim, you're going to sink. And it's not for the weak. You're right, Phoenix. This is not for the weak. And those with the gifts are strong. That's why you decided that you wanted to come down here at this point in time, because you know that you got to fight. You have to fight. And this is not a fight that you can fight. Like I told old boy last night, old boy trying to shoot him and get him set up to die and shit. Old boy's trying to do that to him. You get what I'm saying? But he can't fight that war with a gun. He can't win that battle with a gun. That's why when he drove off, that spirit turned his ass right back around. Like, hold up, nigga, you better listen to her. And it's like hard, like it's hard too. And I want y'all to not apologize for y'all gifts. Because when he drove off, I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I didn't want to scare him. And I didn't want, what I'm saying? I didn't want him to make him feel like I was like some creepy witch bitch, even though they think that anyways, no matter how beautiful you are, even the prettier that you are, the more they think you're a witch any fucking ways. But anyways, so I just like felt like something inside, like, it was me, maybe. He's a vampire. He's not going to be able to get him. He's not going to be able to get him. And I'm going to speak that right now. Because the thing about the spirit is when they give you tests, before you get the test, they show you how to get the fuck over this test. When they give you a warning that you're finna die, they show you that you're finna die. And then they show you how the fuck to get out of it. It's only when you don't pay attention that you die. It's only when you don't take heed that you die. I feel like when he drove off, well, the dude was a vampire, and I believe that's why he was trying to do that, because he's going to get his energy. And I told old boy that too, that if he succeeds in this and you let him back into your world after I cleanse you and I protect you, he's going to eat your energy. So when you die, he's going to get your energy. And that's real shit. He's jealous of him, so he's going to eat that shit right the fuck up. But I believe he's going to make it. I know he's going to make it. How I know he's going to make it is because when he fucking left her, that motherfucking higher self and that Ori was like, turn around. If he would not have came back last night, I would just go and tell him he would be dead. Like for real, because he literally had less time than I had. I had 2 fucking weeks to shift a fucking timeline, and I never done it before. To shift this shit. And if I didn't complete it, I was gonna die. We are energy vampires. We are. And I'm not going to lie to you. We definitely are. And that's what I was trying to explain to him last night, that we all are some type of vampire because we have to feed off of each other's energy. This is like a battery, a positive and a negative. The positive side will not work without the negative, and the negative will not work without the positive. So it's a revolving door of energy. And we all are energy vampires, but it's some sick ones out here. Like that shit that old boy left in his car was strong as fuck. Like, I don't even know. I immediately felt uncomfortable. I immediately felt like I was in danger. But it wasn't me in danger. And I was like looking at him like, and I'm feeling like I need to get out of this car. I need to get away from him. But then like spirit was like, it's not him. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck it is, but I need to get away from him because I seen him die in my vision and I seen the energy and I didn't know where it was coming from. And I thought maybe he had something on him, but then later spirit revealed to me that it wasn't him, that somebody was trying to do something to him in spirit. So no putting ourselves this year in situations that we ain't got no motherfucking business in. Don't be going to the club with no panties on, getting drunk and shit with no homegirls, and then crying that you got raped. Like I said, that situation is very sad. And she should not have been violated in that manner, but she also opened that fucking door. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This is my channel, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. No one deserves to be raped. I'm just putting it out there about old girl that happened to her in Atlanta. Nobody deserves to be raped. But when you set yourself up out here twerking and shit, little bitty ass dress, no fucking draws. When you set yourself up for that, then that's what you're gonna get. Keep your mind safe. Keep your body safe. Keep your soul safe. Guard all the fucking things, man. Guard them things. Fuck anything else. Nothing at this point matters anymore. Nothing at this point matters anymore. Friends don't matter. Family does not matter. None of that matters anymore. You got to save yourself. And that's what I told old boy, like for real. Like you got to save your fucking self. You got to save yourself. And then if you get to a point where you're strong enough, you can reach back and help your brother. But if that motherfucker don't want to go, oh well. We don't have to teach anybody. Like what I'm doing on my channel and giving readings and all that stuff, that's because I feel like this is the contract that I signed. Spirit takes care of me. You get what I'm saying? This is the contract that I signed. But if you choose that you don't want to help anybody, save your fucking self and you ain't gonna go to hell for it. This is a one-man show. Those of you who have the gifts, you guys are the protectors of your children. You guys are the protectors of the people that you love in this time. If they're not tapped into the magic and you want to help your family members, you better do the fucking magic. You got children and you don't want them affected by these energy, you better do your fucking magic. If you don't have any magic behind you, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. And it is like you don't have a fucking choice. It's either do the fucking magic or die. Do or fucking die. You don't have a fucking choice. I would like to say, well, you do have a choice. You can die. I mean, shit, you can do that. I mean, hey, why not? This shit is wrapping up. And at this point, Spirit had actually told me to tell him too that this is the last incarnation, y'all. And I was speaking with a sister. I do work with the law as well. I work with everything, and I'll get to that in a second, because you do need to work with everything. The pantheon that comes to get you first. So if Papa Legba comes to you first, that's the pantheon that your bloodline is in. If Isis comes to you first, or Amun Ra, they come to you first, that's the pantheon. This is your last life. This is your last life. This is everybody's last life. So if you don't get this shit this time, it's over for your ass. And that's real. So if Shu came first for you, you are of African descent. Somewhere down the line, you got it in you. You know, a Shu came to you first. Those are your deities. Stay along that pantheon, the African spirituality, but you're going to need to work with Isis. You're going to need to work with Amun Ra, because it's all one energy. You're going to need to be able to maneuver with all these different spirits and all these different pantheons. So you have Oshun. Absolutely. I love her. I love Oshun. And me and her, we had a love-hate relationship, but now we're getting to a point to where I really enjoy her being around me. I really do. And she's like made me embrace my femininity and my sexuality and all of those things. And it ain't nothing like being sexually free. I just want to say that for the vine one time, you know what I'm talking about? You know? So I love that. Okay, Azuli is in here. She's in my room right now. Or Azuli Dantor. She is in here. Um, Sometimes spirits do get jealous. Sometimes spirits get jealous of each other, but I'm going to tell you what you do. You go work with the spirit. Work with the spirit that your higher self is most comfortable with. Right, that's what I'm saying. They do get jealous of each other. You said Frida revealed herself to me, especially Arzuli and Frida. Um, I want you to go with the Loa or the Orisha that your Ori is most comfortable with. Like I said with Oshun, when she came in my house, I was like, bitch, you're not getting up in this motherfucking body like you did Beyonce. I ain't no single lady, bitch. You're not finna be hopping up in here. And Oshun basically just waited patiently on the sideline until I was ready to talk to her, and deal with her. So it's all your choice on who you want to deal with, but you're gonna have to deal with way more spirits than just your pantheon. You're not gonna be able to just stick with the Orishas. Now that's your army. That's your army. If you need them, that's your army or whatever, and you stay loyal to them, because when you die, the ones that came and got you in this realm to show you, to open up your eyes, are the ones that's come to get you when you die. So make sure that you remain loyal to them, but you can and you are allowed to work with other deities. It's all your energy. It all belongs to you already. So you can work with any energy that you feel like you want to work with. Flex, Yemeya's been strong around me too. Yemeya and around old boy. How I protected him was I gave him the Yemeya stuff. I had a Yemeya sigil that I was using in rituals, and I didn't have time to draw him one up, but I ended up giving him that and some seashells and sending him to the river, because like when you about to die, you need to get on that shit ASAP. Right. You said she hopped on you one day. Yemaya is very loving. And my Orishas, they know I like to flip out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this about Azuli Dantor. Azuli Dantor, she's scary as fuck. She's like what she would be known as, and this is what she said to me to correlate herself with me so I can get it better. She was basically telling me that in my day is what she would be calling to scare us Bloody Mary, because she was stabbed 7 times. I'm from St. Louis, Tony. She was stabbed 7 times. So, that's why she would be Bloody Mary, and then she would also be like Mother Mary and all this other stuff. But I'm going to say this: Urzuli is a patient being. I'm going to say that she can fuck somebody up, but she is patient, and she teach me how to be patient. And if you can teach me how to be patient, you can do anything. That's some magic right there for your ass, because I'm the most impatient person that you're probably gonna meet. I like stuff when I like it. I want it now, you know? But Urzuli is very patient and very motherly. If somebody fucks with you, she's gonna fuck them up. She's going to fuck them up. Your spirits, do you serve the Loa or work with the Loa? The only one that I have actually worked with is Urzuli. She's the first one from the Loa pantheon, the Voodoo pantheon that has came to me. And when she came, I was kind of scared of her, but I was still we gathered an understanding. You know what I'm saying? We gathered an understanding, and I was willing to work with her. And she just wants you to be loyal. Urzuli works with people who have been heartbroken, single mothers. She's for the women. She's not gay. She's also the Lord for the lesbians. She's not gay. She just don't trust no nigga. So trust me, if she sends you a nigga, if she sends you a man and he doing something to you, she gonna let you know. She's gonna let you know. Trust and believe that. Blew the smell of watermelon in your nose when you're walking to the crossroads. You know what? If that's Oshun, you need to work with Urzuli then. Then that's your answer right there. Because maybe she wanted you to know that. I told you Urzuli is in the room. That's who you need to work with then, because Urzuli is the Loa for the lesbian. So you definitely need to work with her then. And I have a problem with Oshun, and you can get with Oshun later, and you can just say, I will offer Oshun something. I will say, here, Oshun, I'll get to you when it's time. You know, offer Oshun something so she doesn't feel like you're rejecting her, you know? Oh, it's all good. It's okay. So let me explain something to you, Phoenix. Let me explain something to you. Feminine energy is God. And then masculine energy comes from the feminine energy. So if you would like to be technical about it, God, so to speak, would be what we call a transgender. Except he's not confused. He just has divine masculinity. And to me, that you can't judge people, because I have a sister that's a lesbian, and I love her, and she's a part of my life, and I'm a part of her life, and I accepted her, but I never really agreed with the gay lifestyle. I accepted her for who she was. As soon as the Orishas came to me and they told me that you cannot be like that because that is a strong spiritual energy, then I immediately went all the way out of the window with the being gay is not right. Because who am I to say that the power that we are using comes from a divine femininity and a divine masculinity in one? Yeah, but this has been a really, really, really awesome, live spirit talk with you guys. I appreciate you guys with everything that you do. And if you guys ever want to have a conversation, like I said, you can hit me up on Instagram, beautifullight717. Please like this video. If you haven't subscribed to our soul group, come and join us. Come and join us, because this is not a place where anybody's going to be using anybody. This is a group of leaders. This is where the leaders gather so that we can go and lead other people and wake other people up. Use your magic, y'all. Stay vigilant. Do not put yourselves in situations that you know you don't have any business in. Follow your intuition. Listen to your intuition. And use that fucking magic. So, yeah, this is the beautiful light of Israel. Just letting you know that beautiful light is real and that beautiful light is darkness. I love you guys. Hit me up.